Starting with the Philadelphia Eagles, win total 9.5, juice to the over at -140. Division, even money. Conference 8-1, Super Bowl 14-1. Carson Wentz needs to play a full season. They bring in Jordan Howard. They have a tough schedule. Andre Dillard can help protect Carson. Nice draft pick. So many weapons. Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, Nelson Aguilar, Zach Ertz, a elite tight end in Zach Ertz. Defense ranked 13th last year in the NFC. Has it improved enough is a big question. And Donnie Rightside, you're just the man to answer this. Has their defense improved enough? Will and should the Eagles win this NFC East?
Yeah, miracle season by the Eagles last year. I mean, you're coming off a Super Bowl. You expected a little bit more, but nobody expected to lose 4 out of 5 starting defensive backs by the end of the season, playing the likes of the New Orleans Saints, when you have guys that were basically delivering for FedEx previously before the game, trying to step in and play. But a lot of these backups that shouldn't actually been playing for the Philadelphia Eagles last year gained a lot of really good support back there and chances to play in some big-time games. This team ends up going to the playoffs and actually winning a playoff game in Chicago, and comes from an Alshon Jeffrey drop of possibly moving on to the NFC title game versus a team they've dominated over the past couple years in the Rams. But let's take a look at 2019. What's to like about those Philadelphia Eagles ending into the season? You take a look at Carson Wentz. And a lot of people, 2 years ago, Carson Wentz was the MVP of the football league before he blows his knee out versus the Los Angeles Rams. Comes back, rushes it the following season, ends up fracturing his back, sitting out the rest of the year. Nick Foles comes in, wins a couple football games, but masked a lot of injury issues that the Philadelphia Eagles did have last year. Now coming into the new season, as we joke, what they have is what you like in an NFL team. Carson Wentz going to be healthy. He goes through the entire offseason process. Doesn't need to use any, anything on his leg, his knee, back is healed up right, and then you get him some wide receivers. The one thing that we always get mad at here in Philadelphia, we don't have a deep play threat. You go out and get Deshaun Jackson that's going to complete that triumvirate. Nelson Aguilar should be able to revert back to 2017 statistics. You also have Alshon Jeffrey coming back last year, a couple years, playing with the injured shoulder, and now he should be healthy as well. A really good offensive line. Running backs that were banged up this year are going to be healthy. The pass rush is going to be healthy. There's a lot to like about the Philadelphia Eagles, but the one thing I don't like about it, there's a tough 3-game stretch in there at Minnesota, at Dallas, and also at the Buffalo Bills. And let's not forget as well, I like to look at schedules in the NFL. The third straight year, the Philadelphia Eagles will be on the road for a Thursday night football game. But the caveat here is the Eagles beat Carolina and the Eagles beat the Giants their last 2 games on Thursday night football. I don't know if they'll be able to get it done this year against the Green Bay Packers, but this is the Eagles division to win.
Well, Capper, how high are you on these Philadelphia Eagles?
I put the Eagles in the upper echelon of NFC teams. I think they are a very real threat to win the Super Bowl. They're clearly, in my opinion, in a class with maybe 2 other teams to win the NFC title. The basis for my thinking there, they have, in my opinion, by far the best front office in football. You need evidence of that. Look at the way they masterfully, moved around the draft to get right in front of the Houston Texans to scoop potentially the best offensive lineman in the entire draft. Guy that you absolutely want anchoring your crew to protect the Carson Wentz, who's coming off injury. You have a coaching staff that not only is amazing in-game decision making, but they can develop players. Donnie brought up the FedEx guys on the defensive backfield. By the end of the season, they had coached those guys up so they were legitimate NFL players. It was incredible to see. Usually the Seahawks are the only team that I know that can coach up defensive backs like that. But if you have the ability to develop players, then you're going to be your roster is going to be even more talented this year, more effective this year than they were last year. If you have the ability to navigate trades and sign players to shore up your roster as a front office, then you're going to be absolutely effective year over year in this league. I would expect the Eagles not only to be the class of this division, but potentially threaten for the number 1, number 2 overall seed. I think by the time we get halfway through the season, it's going to be pretty clear they're positioning themselves for a home play, bye in a home playoff game. It's tough for me really to say anything more going for this team. If you want to point out red flags, we haven't seen 16 games from Carson Wentz now in 2 straight years. That's a little bit concerning. I still believe in Carson Wentz as a quarterback. I still believe in him, in his ability to, continue his progression and be, a year-over-year threat for an MVP type of performance. But top to bottom, Eagles complete roster, impressive coaching staff, impressive front office, and a team that you want to be involved in terms of backing them in the futures market.
A lot to like on these Philadelphia Eagles. 8-1 conference ticket might be something that you want.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.